Hey guys, and welcome to beautiful sunny California. In this episode, we're going to be visiting Beverly Hills and its surroundings. Yes, everybody knows Beverly Hills because it's a very luxurious place, but also for its area code 90210. But yes, in this episode, we're going to be looking at Beverly Hills, its surroundings like Rodeo Drive, some of its cool parks, and a lot of its cool architecture because yes, there are quite a few wealthy people living here, so they do have quite nice houses. So yeah, without any further ado, let's explore. Originally a Mexican ranch where lima beans were grown, Beverly Hills was incorporated in 1914 by a group of investors who had failed to find oil, but found water instead and eventually decided to develop it into a town. Nowadays, Beverly Hills spans across 5.71 square miles and is known to be the home to many celebrities, luxury hotels, and the Rodeo Drive shopping district. Many residents of this area live in the flats of Beverly Hills, which is a relatively flat area that slopes away from the hills, includes all of Beverly Hills south of Sunset Boulevard and north of Santa Monica Boulevard. The triangle between Santa Monica Boulevard, Wilshire Boulevard, and Crescent Drive is Downtown Beverly Hills, also known as the Golden Triangle, a retail and dining hub attracting locals and in some sections attracting visitors from across the region and the world. This is when you know that you are in a good part of the city, when you have a park that is filled with a ton of sculptures. And where I'm sitting at right now is called the Beverly Hills Garden Walk, which is a 1.9 mile garden that is actually on the side of Santa Monica Boulevard. So yes, you will have quite a busy street when you are walking through this park, but still it is really worth it because it's super green. I love looking at nature, and as I did mention, it has quite a lot of sculptures pretty much all over the park, and the sculptures are actually of really nice quality, so they're really worth watching. And at the same time, I really appreciate this park because, well, if you're living in this area, you're not going to have a lot of greenery, so having this park lets you, well, be able to go on walks, take your dog out, go for a jog, or just enjoy some greenery because, well, when you're living in the city, you need some nature. Beverly Gardens Park is 22 blocks long and stretches along Santa Monica Boulevard in Beverly Hills, California. It was designed by landscape architect Ralph D. Cornell. The park's main purpose is to provide a lengthy green swath between the northern residential area and the commercial section of the city. It features a 2-mile jogging path, many 100-year-old cypress and ficus trees, different styles of garden that can vary from tarred desert nature landscaping filled with cacti and various plants that don't require much water, to more traditional park landscaping filled with huge trees and lush grass. This park also features the iconic Beverly Hills sign, a recreation of the original arching near the city's center. This area of the park is always filled with numerous tourists, which kind of breaks the serene feeling of the park, but it is a nice sight to see with its pond and nice landscaping. Throughout the park, as mentioned, there are a bunch of different types of sculptures ranging from more conservative designs to much more modern-looking art. Like all good cities in Los Angeles, well, they usually have a city hall, and Beverly Hills is no exception. They have a really gorgeous Beverly Hills City Hall. This building has existed since 1932, so it's almost 100 years old, and you can really tell it's really gorgeous. The architecture is just sublime. There's a bunch of sculptures around the buildings, doors and windows, and it's just really pretty to look at, especially that also this building is kind of different than what you're used to seeing in California because, well, it's made out of brick, so it's built out of brick, and most buildings here in Los Angeles are made out of wood. So seeing something like this really truly tells you that this is a historic building. But it's not just a historic building. This building is also a real office space that holds city council meetings. It's also the office of the mayor of Beverly Hills, and they also have an art gallery inside that is actually constantly changing and evolving. So it is a beautiful building from outside and a very useful building from inside. In the 1910s and 1920s, before the current Beverly Hills City Hall building was constructed, city administration services took place at the Beverly Hills Hotel. However, in 1925, a 2-story building was erected on Burton Way to serve as a city hall and fire department building. Yet 5 years later, a petition signed by 2,000 residents, which was presented to the Beverly Hills City Council, called for a new building in a new location. Therefore, in 1930, land was purchased from the Pacific Electric to build the current City Hall. Construction lasted from 1931 to 1932, designed by architects William J. Gage and Harry G. Gorner in the California Churrigueresque style, which is a type of Spanish Revival architecture. When the City Hall opened in 1932, it was called by the Los Angeles Times the largest and most expensive city hall of any municipality its size in the country. The building was renovated in 1982. Additionally, it was expanded from 49,000 to 67,000 square feet. Next to the City Hall, there's the Wallace Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts, which is a community arts center named for philanthropist Wallace Annenberg in recognition for the Annenberg's Foundation's major gift to fund the campus. It is colloquially known as the Wallace and includes the historic 1933 Beverly Hills Post Office, a 500-seat and 150-seat theater, an art space, a sculpture garden, and a promenade terrace. You can't go to Beverly Hills without passing by Rodeo Drive, which is the most luxurious city in the whole of California. There truly are quite a few luxurious brands right here. Wherever you look, every single store has something that is really high class, being from fashion to watches to cars. And yeah, it's not just for show off, because there truly are quite a lot of wealthy people here. There's a lot of people driving in really luxurious cars, and even the car dealerships have some cars on display, so they'll park them on the sides of the streets. So yeah, when you're coming as a tourist here, this is definitely the place that you'll want to go to if you want to look at stuff, fantasize about buying very expensive things, or just want to see something that's a little bit more upper class. Rodeo Drive is a 2-mile long street in Beverly Hills, California, but it is most commonly associated with a 3-block stretch of the street between Wilshire Boulevard and Little Santa Monica Boulevard. The street is known to have luxury stores, but its origin was as an international center of fashionable shopping, which was sparked in 1971 with the opening of a new wing of the Beverly Wilshire. In 2003, Rodeo Drive was given an $18 million makeover, which included widening the streets and the additional crosswalks. The ficus trees lining the street were taken out and replaced with palm trees. Another thing to absolutely visit in this area is 2 Rodeo Drive, which is an outdoor shopping center which was built in 1990. The 2 Rodeo Drive shopping center was hit hard by the early 1990s recession, with occupancy rates dropping to as low as 60%. Because of that, the 2 Rodeo Drive buyers sold it at an almost $70 million loss in 2000. By 2007, the property was financially stable again and was sold to a group of Irish investors for $275 million. It resembles a faux European shopping alley and features a cobblestone street as well as a really pretty stairway that leads up to one side of the outdoor mall. Some architects have claimed that 2 Rodeo Drive is similar to a theme park in the manner of Disneyland. Walking through these side streets in Beverly Hills is truly worth it, because there's really a lot of really cool architecture, like the house behind me, which is called the Spadina house. And this house is made to look like a witch's house that is taken straight out of a storybook. And it's no wonder that it looks like that, because it was designed by art director Harry Oliver, and this art director worked a lot in the early 20th century in a lot of movies, and he was one of the pioneers of how architecture should look in fairy tale stories. So yeah, this house looks exactly like how he imagined it. But going through these side streets is also really cool, because you're going to see a lot of really big houses, a lot of houses that the wealthy people live in. And even though the houses are really nice in these side streets, they're not even the nicest ones. If you go in the hills, you're gonna find mansions and things that you can't even imagine would exist. But yeah, these side streets are really beautiful, and they're technically kind of what one would imagine if they were to live here in America, or a tourist comes here, they think that all Americans live in these kind of really nice houses. But no, these are mostly for the 1% of Americans, for the really wealthy, but they are super gorgeous. They're really worth looking at, and it's really cool to see all this stuff. Even though Beverly Hills is a very beautiful place nowadays with its enormous mansions and wide streets filled with nature and what we would exemplify as the all-American dream, this region of Los Angeles was at one time one of many all-white planned communities which had started around the early 20th century. Restrictive covenants prohibited non-whites from owning or renting property unless they were employed as servants by white residents. It was also forbidden to sell or rent property to Jews in Beverly Hills. In the early 1940s, black actors and businessmen had begun to move into Beverly Hills, despite the covenant allowing only whites to live in the city. Because of that, the Neighborhood Improvement Association attempted to enforce the covenant in court, but luckily the United States Supreme Court declared restrictive covenants unenforceable in 1948 in Shelley versus Kramer, and since then, the city of Beverly Hills has been open to anyone who can actually afford a house in this area. As a cool little hidden gem in the middle of Beverly Hills, there's a Will Rogers Memorial Park, which is right in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel. And this park is truly magnificent. There's a nice fountain. It's really peaceful. It really shows a lot of community spirit here in Beverly Hills. And on a historical note, what is cool about this park is that it actually did used to belong to the Beverly Hills Hotel, but it was donated to the city of Beverly Hills in 1915, and then it was also named Will Rogers Memorial Park after the first elected mayor of Beverly Hills, simply because he was a really cool citizen of Beverly Hills. He really loved the community and did so much good to it, so they named the park after it. But with that being said, I think that this is the perfect part to end this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming on this visit of Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, looking at all of the cool places, touristic and non-touristic. And if you did enjoy it, well, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too. Let me know what other places I should go visit. As you guys know, I'm always willing to do more videos. I'm willing to take suggestions on places to go visit and make videos about. So that's it. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.